Welcome back to Daybreak on Trust TV. And right now, quickly, we'll talk about West African Journalism Innovation Conference. That's the DAYBREAK. And with us today to discuss briefly on it is Hilary Nwoziri, Communications Lead of CJID. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, so the program is DAYBREAK 23. That's West African Journalism Innovation Conference. Can you tell us the idea behind this particular program and what the theme is all about?
Yeah, so the West Africa Journalism Innovation Conference is first of all, the first of its kind in the West African sub-region, and it's organized by the Center for Journalism Innovation and Development. Our goal with this conference is to create a platform for journalists, for media organizations, for the civil society, for government institutions to have conversations around the future of journalism in West African sub-region, the future of sustainability, how can we innovate using technology to move the journalism practice forward. The conference is for three-day conference, and it's themed Accountability Journalism. Nurturing innovation for sustainable future.
So what was the brain, behind this? Because I know that you mentioned, why you people are creating this and the theme in general. But at the end of the day, what do you plan on achieving, with this program?
So at the Center for Journalism Innovation and Development, we are really passionate about journalism practice. We're really passionate about strengthening the media landscape in West Africa, because we believe that the media are the true bastion for democracy. They are the ones that hold government to account. They are the ones that, ensure that the public interest is represented, and to ensure that that accountability work is done and is done well. The journalism space needs to be protected. It needs to be strengthened, and so, and also to do this, we also need to constantly have conversations around how to not just strengthen, but how to, stabilize the journalism practice itself. And to have those conversations, we need all the stakeholders to be involved. We need the government to know that the journalists are really here for the good of the country and of the sub-region, as in this case. We also need to bring together the international community. We need to bring together the people in the private sector, the technology space, and they need to have conversations around how we can collectively build this institution that is responsible for protecting our democracy. So that is really the idea behind what we do at CJID and behind organizing this conference, just to create that platform for conversations to be had.
So how is the reception so far, from these stakeholders that you want to involve in this particular project?
The reception, it has been, incredible.
Considering it's a maiden edition.
Yes, considering it's a maiden edition, we have received quite positive reception from stakeholders. We have gotten the buy-in of the international community, and the conference itself is sponsored. One of our headline sponsors is the MacArthur Foundation, who is doing incredible work in journalism space in West Africa. We've gotten the buy-in of people in the technology space, and they have seen, and we've tried to make them see that this is a conversation that we should be having. And because it's a maiden edition, we are hoping that the conversations will continue from here.
Okay, now I know it's a 3-day or 2-day conference, right? A 3-day conference, and there's the beginning and there's the end. What do you intend to start with? I actually saw somewhere that you're starting with an art exhibition.
Yes.
Is there a theme around that exhibition, or is just like a general art exhibition?
No, there's a theme around it, and the theme, first of all, the 3-day conference starts on the 24th with the art exhibition from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And the theme of the art exhibition is actually Safe for Press, shining light on journalism safety. We want to communicate the safety of the press and the attacks on the press that we've seen over the years through a more innovative approach than just reporting, through art. And so that is really the theme of that art exhibition. And then on the 25th and the 26th, we then get into the conversations themselves, panel sessions starting from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Each of the days. Panel sessions, we have workshop sessions. All of these will be featuring different conversations around the theme.
Okay, so aside media professionals and journalists, what other profession or careers or people are you expecting from, in this conference?
Like I mentioned earlier, we're expecting the governments, of course.
Okay.
But we're also expecting the tech ecosystem, because like I mentioned initially, the theme of the conversation is actually nurturing innovation for a sustainable future. And innovation is not possible without technology, seeing especially that the media is going increasingly digital. So we expect people from the tech ecosystem to come, technology experts and all of those.
Okay. All right. So talking about sustainability, you're starting with creating awareness, and improving in should I say the whole media world and making it using the technology, just like you mentioned. But how do you plan on solving more solutions? Because this is a maiden edition, so we're expecting more to come in future in the future. So what do we expect, in the long run for this? Because in every problem, the main aim is to find a solution. So if people should have issues or problems they want, is there any room for them to approach the CGID in order to help them fix that particular issue in the journalism world?
Yes, so that's really the core of our work at the CGID. We have multiple programs around journalism, around accountability. We have development programs, and all of these are aimed to not just to strengthen the West African sub-region, but to create solutions. And so this is only part of the work that we do, and it's of course the conversations from the conference will spark more ideas for us at the CGID, but also for the journalism sector on things that we can do, initiatives that we can undertake, programs that we can embark on to make sure that the goal of strengthening the journalism spaces.
Okay, you talked about one of the things you're going to discuss, technological and digital and everything, and I can see that one of the thematic areas is artificial intelligence, digital technology and journalism interface. Now I'm more interested in that artificial intelligence. Do you think West Africa is actually ready for AI?
Well, I think it's really not a conversation of whether they're ready or not. It's a conversation of that it has arrived. So we just have to
go with the tide.
Go with the tide. We cannot afford to be left behind. And so it's important that we start now, not just to have those conversations, but to also see how we can use and innovate around artificial intelligence to do the work of journalism. We have managed to, go digital, use websites, use, mobile apps, but the artificial intelligence it's broader than that, and it's a whole different conversation that, it seems as though that it's taking over the conversation of technology itself. So it's really not a conversation of whether we are ready. It's a conversation of we should get ready.
Well, we need to be ready. It's very important.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Hilary Nwoziri, for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. All right, that was Hilary Nwoziri, Communications Lead, CGID, talking about the West African Journalism Innovation Conference happening in Abuja, if I get that right.
Yes.
All right, and with that, we'll wrap up Daybreak on Trust TV. We hope that you enjoyed your stay with us this morning. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms, and you can join our YouTube live for more news, documentaries, and programs. And you can also stay behind for the sports news updates, that will be brought to you by Emmanuel Fashemi. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Have a lovely day.
And I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Have a lovely weekend.